Hi, hello, welcome to another episode of Man with a Mentor. I am the man, your host, Matthew Barnard, and you may be wondering what a show called Man with a Mentor may be about. And basically, it's about me finding the most interesting people I know and picking their brains to see where they got that kernel of an idea to turn into a successful venture and career for themselves. And today, I have Mr. Matthew Hood. Welcome, Matthew.
Thank you very much for having me on.
You're welcome. First, I have three things to say.
Okay.
We both have the same first name.
We do.
And I have a hood. And your last name is Hood.
It
Except
is.
I can't wear the hood because it will make my head look humongous with
That's
the headphones
okay.
on. And we're also smart, funny, talented, and witty at conversation. And we'll let you know if that's true in about half an hour. All right. So let me introduce you, Matthew Hood. Matthew Hood is a senior vice president and partner at Bruetta Tea with a degree from The Ohio State University with a background in sales, music, and film. All right. So behind us, we have Bruetta Tea. What can you tell me about like the coffee and tea business and Bruetta Tea? Like right now, what's happening?
So, again, thank you so much for having me on here. So, Bruetta, we are different from everyone else because we're a small family business and we're competing against corporate tea conglomerates and their tea bags.
Right.
We're a tea company that doesn't do tea bags or infusers with our loose leaf tea.
Right.
So what we did is we invented a brand new way to drink tea, and it's called the brew lid. Took us 12 years to fully develop it and get the patent on it, which was a big learning process for all of us involved.
Sure. I always see people on Shark Tank, and they act like they just filled out a paper and it was easy. But it's it's not. Is it easy or is it not easy?
I would go with not easy.
Okay. All right.
What we had going for us was the idea makes so much sense, so we knew it was going to work and solved an issue that office break rooms have, which is not providing good tea.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. I feel like when you see loose leaf tea, it really doesn't look at all like tea that's in a tea bag. I mean,
Right.
that stuff looks like it could have been chewed up by the lawnmower or whatever. You know, like when do you want to
Sure.
look inside one and show what, like, this is the ginger one. So I don't know if you can see this, but like, look at that. Like, it's big pieces.
Big chunks.
Big pieces. And you can, it smells amazing. I think that would stop all colds in the world.
Yeah.
But why does loose leaf tea look like that and other tea doesn't?
Well, I mean, the short answer is what's in tea bags and Keurig K cups is what in the industry it's called dust and fannings. So it literally looks like dust. So the first thing I do when I'm on a customer call to introduce Bruetta is I'll take one of their existing tea bags or Keurig K cups.
Right.
I'll slice it open, I'll pour it out, and right next to it I'll dump out some real loose leaf tea. I won't even say anything. There'll be two piles, and I take 3 steps back and just stand there. And then right away, a few people lean in and say, what the heck were we drinking this? And their mind is blown, and right away they're paying even more attention and excited. It's been tea bags this whole time for decades and decades.
Right.
These companies are getting calls all day long from coffee companies trying to get their business.
Right.
But no one is calling to try to get their tea business until we came around.
All right.
So.
Right. Yay. Are you in both businesses or really just tea?
We have disposable pods, green pods for Keurig type machines, but that makes up a very small part of our business.
Right.
Office break rooms is our main thing.
Let's go back. Let's look back to when you were a kid, and like, where did you see yourself like headed? What was your family like? What was the dynamic like? Where did you see your life headed? And could you have imagined that it would be in tea, or is this something you've always like jumped into? Because some salespeople don't care what they're selling, but
Right.
I think you're like passionate about this. You don't want to sell other things, right?
Right. Right. Everything's for sale. No.
Some people say widget
Right.
A, B, or C.
I mean,
Who cares? You know.
Growing up, when I was, real young, I'd always joke around, I want a corner office in New York City, that whole type of thing. And so that was before I, was even in high school.
Right.
But I started working at the family business, which is Filter Fresh Coffee, office coffee service.
All right.
That my parents started in the late 1980s.
All right.
So I started working, cleaning, the lime and the water tanks of these machines. These are single cup coffee machines.
Right.
So
sorry,
Yeah,
I don't want to
no.
interrupt.
no, do it. Keep interrupting.
It is my show. No, but I recently saw something that said if you knew what was in your coffee machine at work or at home, you would be like mortified. So does this help with that?
Absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah. So we're out of. Our main thing is tea. So we
Right,
are.
right.
So when we walk into a place, we're looking at little tea bags, and then they're seeing this.
Right.
So it's a brand new kind of thinking of, wow, there can be something new and exciting in the tea space.
Right.
To get back to answer your question, I really did enjoy the whole coffee business that we did have back then, and I
Right.
was selling, and that was great. All the single cup coffee machines when they first came out, bean to cup, you press a button and it brews the coffee right there and you have it. They're in a lot of grocery store delis, they're in Kroger's. And of course, when other single cup machines came out, we had all those, and it was great.
Right.
But in that whole world, you're dealing with service technicians, plumbing people, maintenance people, and to get a machine into a break room takes a lot of work and effort.
Right.
Fast forward, when we found out about this lid, which wasn't patented yet, and then combining that with our history of already knowing about these break rooms in the coffee world,
Right.
it was a no-brainer that we needed to get back into the OCS world, which is Office Coffee Service, which is what this falls under.
Right. Right.
And but to specifically answer your question, I love selling something that no one else has.
Right.
We're competing against corporate tea conglomerates and their tea bags.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And they can't compete with that.
Right. Because this actually looks
Right.
amazing, and their stuff looks like grass clippings in
We
a
hear-
bag. Not to diss you, Bigelow. Please sponsor me. No, it's no, but you know what I mean. Like,
We hear it's bougie in a good way. We hear that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And you
Yeah.
brought up Shark Tank.
Right.
I would say 9 out of 10 appointments that I hear, well, you should be on Shark Tank.
Right.
And actually, Kevin Harrington at one point found out about us and was really interested in doing something, but we went in another direction.
All right. Right. In terms of education, you went to like the Ohio State University. What led you to go there? What was the most beneficial thing that you learned there, or were you like, I want to be in sales? Like, this really isn't helping me. Did you just get a degree to be a degreed person, or did you really feel there was a big benefit to the experience?
Another great question. The answer is I just wanted to get a degree. So I started as a journalism major and realized that was a very narrow kind of, I would need to be a journalist of some sort.
Right.
So I just said, I want to get a degree. What do I want to do? So I just got an English degree.
All right.
Specifically, the best things from that time, this was 1992 to 1999. This was when I met a fellow by the name of Alex Fegg, which is, he is a music producer.
All right.
And in 1994, actually 1993, we started recording music together at Ohio State.
Oh.
And eventually released 2 albums after that. And
Oh, gotcha.
currently working on my solo album, which is a long-awaited full circle thing. But the best part of my time in Columbus at Ohio State was absolutely meeting Alex and the other guys that formed NSP Crew, my rap group.
Oh my God, wow! I would not have pegged you for having that in your background at all. Wow, that's amazing. I'm just wondering. I wanted to further with like education questions. Is a lot of people they start working for someone or somewhere, and they feel like the next step up for them in the business world is to continue getting more specific education, either as a master's or PhD.
Mm-hmm.
But in the world of sales, is that really valuable, or is that more waste of time and money? Or do you see the value in learning those additional skills? And do you think as a business owner, any of that would have helped you along the way, or are you fine the way you are? I think you're fine the way you are.
I don't know about all that. It's right in the middle. I'm a blend. I really enjoy old school methods. I prefer the phone over emails. Right. So that I use that and relate that to all the answers to that question. So, there are people that benefit from all that extra kind of training and schooling, but there are other people, and I would fall into that benefit from just, being in it and selling and already being in the, out there with my feet in the fire. So,
right,
just doing it and selling it.
Right. Have you ever been in a situation where you take a sales job and then you're like, oh my God, it's either the culture of the place or what you're selling, and you're like, where's the door? How can I transition my way out of here? Yeah. Do you worry about just after a short amount of time or a long amount of time, just saying, gotta go?
I urge all people that are interested in getting into sales to do all of those jobs and to not have any sort of hang-ups, because I still think about what I learned from one of those. The two most extreme sales jobs I had were pure inside sales for Cincinnati Bell long distance, but I was in Columbus, so I'm in Columbus making 100 calls a day. This is when the long distance wars were going on. 6 cents a minute, 5 cents a minute.
Oh, right.
But I learned how to talk on the phone. I learned how to find the right person. After that, when I left, there was I did a door-to-door gas deregulation thing where I'm literally walking door to door asking people, hey, can I see your gas bill? And, it's some pyramid scheme thing, I'm sure. But I did that for 4 months, lost a lot of weight 'cause I'm walking all over the place.
Right.
But in those 2 years, I don't want to say conquered, but I was able to handle the whole cold calling world from the phone calls to knocking, which set me up for anything after that.
Right. Are there any red flags for you that you see that people talk about in corporate culture where you were like, do not fall for that? That's Ponzi schemish or something. How do salespeople get involved in those and not think I need to walk away from this because I feel like there's a criminality involved?
I mean, sometimes it's as simple as they don't know any better. They don't know what sort of questions they should have asked on the first day of the interview. And I felt victim of that too in my history at certain times. But I would shy away from anything where it's strictly commission only, and when you're vetting the company and you're finding out their turnover rate is just, not just with sales reps, but with their marketing directors or managers from all levels, they're constantly finding new people. I mean, that should really tell you something about those kind of places.
Right.
But, every experience is valuable.
Right.
So
let's talk about the coffee and tea space. It seems like they always talk about how competitive the drink industry is. And I think that's probably more in terms of shelf space and more on the grocery side of things. But is it a super competitive space for trying to make those inroads? Or do you feel like have such a unique product that you're about to espouse to people, that makes it easy to make appointments or sell to people, because you've got something like nobody else is doing.
Yes, but let's remove the word easy.
Right.
But it's yes without the easy.
Right.
So it is very competitive. As I was saying earlier, with these office coffee companies, which we are partnered with a couple of them. First Choice Coffee, meaning our main one. We love those guys. Eric, what's going on? Jack, Bill.
Right.
No, seriously, they are really helping us spread the word.
Gotcha.
Helping us brew it forward, if you will. But coffee companies are constantly calling offices, businesses to get their business. Now, our target market is any kind of office break room with at least 10 employees or more. This is our smallest setup. We have 2 other larger ones. But when we're calling, or I should say
Right.
it's family business.
How many are you?
Oh, so it's myself, my parents, and then a young phenom by the name of Madison Rolnick in Chicago, who's brand new,
Oh, gotcha.
making waves, and big time waves actually.
Oh,
So,
gotcha.
but it's just us besides our partners, our First Choice.
Oh, gotcha.
So all these companies we're calling, they're getting calls from coffee companies constantly.
Right.
So our whole thing is to say, no, this is tea.
Right.
And we don't ever require a contract, which sets us apart from all the other ones. And there's no monthly minimum requirements. And we give this display as a gift.
Oh, all right.
So when I'm calling someone, I already know that they would be a good customer if they had Bruetta.
Right.
So it's really, hey, can I stop by and introduce myself with our invention?
Right.
We're a local company.
Right.
We're not Bigelow from Connecticut.
Right.
We're Bruetta from Cincinnati.
Right. We haven't clipped the grass and put it in a bag for you. Yeah. I mean, it seems like it would be like an easy.
Yeah, so
sell.
this
Yeah.
lid, specifically how it works.
The cups look good too.
Yeah, that little part out there. So someone wants a cup of tea, whatever blend you want, you
Right.
just scoop,
Scoop.
put it right in there, add hot water,
Right.
and put the lid on.
Right.
And
And it just, you don't get chunks of, peach mango in your
that right there,
mouth.
it filters in the back end as you sip,
Yeah.
the filter
That's
part.
amazing.
So when we show that, it really, they're looking at, first of all, they're looking at the pile of their cut open tea bag that I cut, and it's looking like dust, and they're seeing the
Right.
tea. So they're already loving the tea.
Right.
And then I show them the lid, and it's, wow.
Yeah.
And we're local, and no one else has it.
Right.
That is how it becomes easy once so it's easy once we're in there.
Right.
What's hard is convincing a company, hey, can I come in there?
Right. Right. Yeah. People are busy.
And we don't. They're all hung up on their contracts with the coffee companies too, which is understandable. They want to have them secured for a few years. But
Right.
we don't ever require. Sorry.
Sorry. No. Do you think there's an advantage or a drawback to having a piece of equipment that business needs? Because once you put in something, like surely they think, oh, if we get sick of this piece of equipment that's here, oh, we got to call, they got to come out, they got to
Right.
spend 3 hours and unhook it, take it away, and then we got to figure out the next thing. Do you think actually having a piece of equipment creates a long-term customer, or do you think that adds to their frustration with the whole process?
For coffee machines, it's more the latter, where it leads to some frustration because, unlike First Choice, when First Choice gets a service call, they take care of it, they handle it.
Right.
Some of these other places, their customers might wait days or weeks, so that can, so then the office manager puts a sign, no coffee today, and then the sign stays up, and that's no fun, right?
No.
So that happens a lot. And that really leads to why this is so exciting, because this block of wood doesn't break down.
No.
You can go anywhere. You can move it, and it's colorful.
Yeah.
Looks awesome.
Yeah.
And these
it smells good.
Yeah, thank you. The first thing I hear if someone has a pushback, they'll say, "Oh, Matt, we don't have a lot of tea drinkers here," which we hear it all the time.
Mm.
But what happens is after we give them the gift and after a couple of weeks, they'll say, "Matt, there were 4 people that every Tuesday they go have a special tea club. And then Jack, you know, he's bringing in his own loose leaf tea he ordered from Amazon. I had no idea all these tea drinkers are here. They're so happy." No matter what, we can't let this leave our break room. So what do we have to do? What do we have to sign? And that's when I say, well, you don't have to sign anything.
All right.
Keep it as long as you want and just order online from our website, BruettaForBusiness.com, whenever you need refills. We have half-pound bags that our customers fill the jars with, and as needed.
Right. Where do you source the tea from? Is it coming from Nairobi or Kenya or all over the place? Or
well, yeah, I mean, all the tea ingredients, which are all listed on the side, come from all the tea growing regions from around the world.
Right.
Our 2 main tea suppliers, one is in the United States and one is in Canada.
Right.
And the tariffs are absolutely affecting the Canadian side of that.
Right.
In a not good way.
Right. Oh, I figured that. I was just going to assume that. Now, if someone said to you, I'm going to want you to put your mentor hat on. If someone came to you and said, I want to work either in sales or own my own business, what would be like the most golden piece of advice that you would give to them for their future?
Send me a message, and then you could also be like Madison Rolnick and start making some really good commission selling Bruetta. That's my main answer, because we need extra people to sell.
Right. But I mean, it just in
yeah.
Yeah.
Throw that out.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
I mean, it sounds cliche, but if you can find something you're passionate about that you truly believe in, and not to keep talking about it, but no one else has this lid.
Right.
So it's a huge leg up on everyone else.
Right.
And when you know, some bigwigs are happen to be walking around when, I mean, some deals close. I won't say close because they never have to sign anything, but sometimes it gets fully solidified when the boss walks in and she says, "What is this beautiful thing? And who brought this in here? They're getting a, you know, they're getting a raise. This is amazing. What is going on here?" That happens.
Right.
So any kind of, so that's our specific what it's like for us. Right. But even in the coffee world, it was exciting because those machines were new then. But then at Bed Bath & Beyond, they were selling Keurigs. After a few years of those out, you could buy them anywhere.
Right.
I was at the mall, and I was like, wait a minute. So that took away the sales factor of all the coffee companies, because we were the ones that had the Keurig.
Right.
So then after that, it's like, well, shit. Sorry, I could buy one at half the price from wherever at the mall.
Right. Right.
So those are the frustration things.
Is there still a mall out there? I wanted to ask you
Northgate Mall.
I wanted to ask you one other thing about being in sales or being on the business side of a sales company, because now you're more of a partner. You're running things behind the scenes. Some people just want to go and pick up the phone or have their sales logs for the day and go out to people, and they don't want to help other people. They don't want to hear other people's problems or hire or fire or all those other aspects of the business world. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer being more of the one running the business, or do you sometimes wish, like, I just wish I was one of the Joes, Sallys, Patties, and Ricks out there, and I could be nameless and faceless and just plug along and not deal with other problems, situations?
Right. Our situation is very unique since we're so small.
Oh.
So I'm doing everything.
Right.
And so there are times when, to be specific, so Mondays and Tuesdays, I'm in our office in Blue Ash, mainly fulfilling, down in Cincinnati, mainly fulfilling the orders. We ship UPS and all the other office clerical invoices, that sort of thing. There are times when I wish that we had someone that could fulfill these orders so I could sell more on Monday and Tuesday.
All right.
But I enjoy it all. I really enjoy, I mean, just driving here, I saw a few buildings that I know they don't have Bruetta, and just by looking at the building, like, wow, you know, this could be one. And I really enjoy giving companies the opportunity to have a unique phone call, first of all. You know, we're not calling up, can I speak to the office manager? You know, you have to have a name. I mean, do some sort of work. It really, that's how I got the Cincinnati Bengals.
Right. Oh, gotcha.
They, the Pittsburgh Steelers had Bruetta first. And, you know, we're a Cincinnati company, so I was like, well, the Bengals need to have Bruetta.
Yeah.
So I called the owners. I knew one of the names I should ask for, so I simply said, hey, is Troy there?
Right.
They said, sure. They put me right in. Left a
Hello,
voicemail.
Troy.
Hey, left them a voicemail. The next day, I get a call from a Cincinnati number. Hey, Matt, this is Troy Blackburn from the Bengals. No one ever calls on the phone anymore.
Right.
How can I help you?
Right.
And that's how we got their business. So I never forget that of the whole old school way. I love connecting because we have something no one else has.
Right. Let me ask you this one last thing about the tea business, or what you're doing, is you don't have to worry so much about being a local person and having technicians and going out. You could really run things nationwide from like where you are, right? Like, do you see this growing from like Cincinnati, Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, and just filtering out?
Yeah.
No pun intended. Across the region and the East Coast and the South and wherever, and like, there no bars for the growth you can see, or do you want to be that big, or do you want to keep it?
We do. We want to be.
Gotcha.
So we are around the country. Actually, just yesterday, one of our new customers, the Wallace Annenberg Legacy Foundation in Playa Vista, California. Actually, she just passed away. Rest in peace, and condolences to her and her family. But that is an example where we just shipped it to them because it's not a machine; it's a handcrafted block of wood.
Right.
So, you know, if there's a place in Iowa or any of your friends in Los Angeles, I want this Bruetta. Just send it to them.
Right.
No big deal. Simple.
Right.
We do things completely opposite of conglomerates.
Right.
You know, we're not calling lawyers to find out, can we do something?
Right.
Because we have common sense.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I would assume if you were selling like machinery and hot water's involved, any scalding that would happen, you'd be like, you'd be lawyering up.
Right. So yeah, Cincinnati is our main, obviously our main area.
Right.
We are up and down. We're more on the East Coast than the West Coast, but we're starting to get more in there. But all around the country, the best show.
It sounds like you need more Madisons.
That's why I said that. I wasn't joking when I mean, that's the real answer to that.
Right.
But our best show that we do, trade shows, whatever, is the SHRM show, the Society for Human Resources Management, because those folks often make the decisions on what goes in the break room. It's either an office manager type or an HR person.
Right.
So, you know, we have a booth and then one of these and then one of our larger ones next to it. And then, you know, these people walking up are only used to seeing tea bags. So it's a big hit at these things. Costs us a lot of money to do it. But that's actually how we got the Wallace Annenberg Foundation and some other places. They, you know, walked right up and struck a relationship. And there we are.
I'm so excited. I feel like you're on a path to like an immensely successful venture, and I want to wish you like all the best with Bruetta Tea. And
thank you so much.
Do you want to give a shout out to where people can find you or Bruetta Tea?
So Bruetta, everything. Our website is bruettaforbusiness.com. Bruettaforbusiness.com.
Thanks you, Matthew Hood, and thank you for watching or listening to another episode of Man with a Mentor. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.